Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Dr. Quinn, and today we're going to delve deep into the crucial phase of the cycle of addiction: preoccupation, obsession, and fantasy. Understanding these stages, how they influence our behavior, and how to manage them is essential for breaking free from addiction. We'll also address more common questions and provide practical tips for handling these challenges. Let's dive in. In the cycle of addiction, preoccupation, obsession, and fantasy are phases where the mind becomes consumed with thoughts of engaging in addictive behavior. These stages can be powerful drivers, making it difficult to resist the urge to act out. So, what happens during these phases? Let's break them each down. Preoccupation. This is the initial phase, where the mind starts to fixate on the addictive behavior. It often begins with a trigger, which leads to thoughts about engaging in the behavior. These thoughts can be intrusive and persistent, making it hard to focus on anything else. Obsession. As preoccupation intensifies, it evolves into obsession. During this phase, the individual becomes consumed with thoughts of the addictive behavior. It feels almost impossible to think about anything else, and the craving for the behavior becomes overwhelming. Fantasy. In this phase, the individual engages in elaborate fantasies about the addictive behavior. They might visualize themselves engaging in the behavior, imagine the sensations, or replay past experiences in their mind. Fantasy intensifies the craving and makes it more likely that the individual will act. These phases can create a powerful mental loop. It can get challenging to break free from the cycle of addiction. However, understanding these stages and learning to manage them can help disrupt the cycle. Now, let's tackle some common questions viewers often have about preoccupation, obsession, and fantasy. Question number 1. How can I recognize when I'm in the preoccupation phase? Recognizing preoccupation involves being aware of your thoughts and noticing when they start to fixate on the addictive behavior. You might find yourself daydreaming about the addictive behavior, feeling a strong urge to engage in it, or having intrusive thoughts that are hard to ignore. Keeping a thought journal can help you track these patterns. Question number 2. What can I do to break the cycle of obsession? Breaking the cycle of obsession requires interrupting the thought patterns. Techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing exercises, or engaging in a distracting activity can help shift your focus away from the obsession. Cognitive behavioral therapy can also be effective in challenging and changing obsessive thoughts. Question number 3. How can I manage fantasy and reduce its impact? Managing fantasy involves recognizing when you're engaging in it and actively redirecting your thoughts. Visualization techniques, where you imagine yourself in a peaceful or neutral setting, can help. Setting boundaries for yourself, such as avoiding places or situations that trigger fantasy, is also important. Let me share a story to illustrate this. Meet Lisa, a woman who struggled with compulsive gambling. Lisa found that stress at work was a significant trigger for her gambling urges. Whenever she felt overwhelmed, she would start to daydream about gambling, which quickly turned into an obsession. Lisa's mind would become consumed with the thoughts of winning big, and she would replay past gambling experiences in her mind. This fantasy made her craving stronger and more difficult to resist. To take control, Lisa started keeping a thought journal, which helped her identify when she was entering the preoccupation phase. She also learned mindfulness, meditation, to help her interrupt obsessive thoughts. Whenever she found herself fantasizing about gambling, she would use visualization techniques to redirect her mind to a calm, neutral place. Over time, these strategies helped Lisa reduce her cravings and manage her gambling urges more effectively. Her story shows us that with awareness and the right techniques, it's possible to break the cycle of preoccupation, obsession, and fantasy. Lisa's story demonstrates that while these phases can be powerful, they don't have to control your behavior. By recognizing and managing these thoughts, you can take significant steps towards breaking the cycle of addiction. So let's summarize some practical steps to manage these phases. Identify your thought patterns. Keep a thought journal to track when you start fixating on addictive behaviors. Interrupt obsessive thoughts. Use mindfulness, deep breathing, and distraction techniques to shift your focus. Manage fantasy. Recognize when you're engaging in fantasy and actively redirect your thoughts using visualization techniques. Set boundaries. Avoid situations or environments that trigger these thought patterns. Seek support. Build a support network of friends, family, or support groups who can help you navigate these challenges. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this deep dive into understanding and managing preoccupation, obsession, and fantasy provides you with the tools and insights you need to take control of your behavior and break the cycle of addiction. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into addiction and recovery. Remember, understanding and managing these phases is a powerful step towards a healthier, happier life. Until next time, take care of yourselves.